DU has been showing us what we can do, and it's that can-do spirit that I believe in.
Take it.
Don't forget, Ducks Unlimited.
Hello and welcome to Ducks Unlimited Television. I'm Ainsley Beeman. This season, the DUTV crew logged tens of thousands of miles exploring the finest waterfowl habitats and the finest waterfowl hunting in North America. Along the way, we met hundreds of people united by their passion for waterfowl and their passion for conservation. We filmed some great hunts, and up next, you'll see one of our most memorable, prairie skies filled with mallards. You'll also learn more about DU's conservation work and expert advice on training your retriever. But first, Zach Peterson and Field Hudnall head to Kansas for a classic greenhead experience. Enjoy.
Every year, a waterfowl hunting hotspot that I love to hit is Kansas. And this year with DUTV, we're able to come out here again. Zach Simon is a buddy of mine that I've known for several years, and I always look forward to hunting with him. And this year, I was going to be able to hunt with Zach Peterson, DUTV co-host as well, for the first time. So going to Kansas and hunting with Zach and Zach, this ought to be a good time.
Good boy.
Good. Thank you. Nice shot. Take him. Very nice.
Yeah, boy.
Good stuff.
Nice work. That was awesome. I'm very proud of my home state of Kansas. We got a lot of fishing and hunting opportunities, and where I learned everything I know about the outdoors. So for this hunt to be in my home state of Kansas and to make it even more special, to have Field Hudnall come down and hunt with us is a hunt I was really, really excited about.
Oh, look at him looking at us. One of my favorite ways of hunting is shooting geese over water. And I think Zach Simon knows that. That was the plan this morning, is we were gonna try to target ducks and geese, but it ended up turning into a goose shoot.
Here's a single locked up coming right in. Right here, right.
Nice!
Good shot! Oh yeah. That's pretty good.
Well, those are big ones.
That was close.
That last 10 seconds was either they were going to come towards us or go away. And if they would have come towards us,
Gosh, it was 10:30. We really hadn't killed that many birds, and what birds had came and worked the spread really didn't like what we had to offer.
So we watched a lot of geese fly. Nothing's decoying. You gotta make a change. We decided to push the Canada decoys out in the water just a little bit further. There you go.
stay the course, guys. Stay the course. Get ready, guys. They're dead.
Take them. Conditions changed a little bit. The wind picked up, that sun got a little bit more to our right, and we had really dark shadows in the blind, which means we disappeared.
Take that single. Take them, take them, take them. There you go. There you go.
Good shooting.
Take them, guys. Take that low one. Take them.
Nice.
That a boy. That a boy.
Take them.
Get him. Nice. I told you. I said shh because they were coming, and then Field killed them.
What do you think? Take them.
You know, time and time again, we'd wait, then they would all leave. But this time here, we kept gambling, and that wind just pushed them over just right where.
Geese are starting to work. This is fun. What do you think?
Rain them. Take them.
That is the reason why I love hunting Kansas. You know, you're gonna get a mix of both. Look at the size difference just in the head.
It's unbelievable.
I love shooting big geese, but those little geese, you're gonna get those big wides.
Unbelievable, yeah. But nothing beats a big old honker though.
They sound different.
That's one of the bigger ones I've ever seen.
That is a big goose.
You know, Simon, and I asked him, I go, so what's in store for tomorrow? He goes, the water hole, we're hunting a pond about this big. And those ducks are, so that means small water, tight, vertical drop on mallards, count me in.
It was just a century ago that many of North America's wildlife species were in serious trouble. Market hunting and habitat loss were driving some species to the brink of extinction. At this low point for wildlife, it was sportsmen who stepped up to demand change. Hunters and anglers rallied to develop wildlife laws and regulations and to establish funding sources for conservation and management. These sportsmen also developed a code of sporting ethics known as fair chase that helps guide our actions in the field even today. The culmination of these efforts became known as the North American model of wildlife conservation, a system of basic principles that forms the foundation for wildlife management and conservation across the continent. The model also establishes hunters and anglers as the primary group responsible for caring for our wildlife resources. That tradition continues today. Hunters and anglers contribute more for wildlife than any other group through their license fees, through special taxes on hunting and fishing equipment, and through their support of conservation groups like Ducks Unlimited. A great way to help our wildlife management efforts is to participate in the outdoor traditions that sustain them, and that's namely hunting and fishing. Better yet, introduce a youngster to the outdoors. You'll be doing your part for wildlife, and you'll be helping ensure the future of a conservation tradition. Visit the DU website to find out more.
Where we're hunting is at the Hooray Ranch, and we're only about an hour northwest of Wichita, Kansas.
I've been lucky enough to create a friendship with Eric Dunn. What he's creating out here in central Kansas, habitat for these birds on their fall migration as they're traveling south, and maybe more importantly, restover spots for them on their spring migration as they're heading back north to nest.
We built this place for our ducks or our geese. They're healthy, they're in an environment that they have a place to go rest, they have a place to feed. If you build it, they will come, and they're here.
Another cool, crisp morning in Kansas. We just got here to our spot that we're gonna hunt. Clear out, the sun's gonna come up. We're hunting on the south side of here with a little bit of a south wind, so the sun's gonna be right, the wind's gonna be good. It should be just an unbelievable duck hunt.
These guys know how to manage for ducks. I'll give them that. Hoorah!
There's a couple. Welcome to Kansas.
So that morning, starting to count the number of shooters we have. We have 12 shooters that's gonna hunt this one spot. As soon as light hits, the ducks, it's like you stirred a bee's nest. They're everywhere. Then I realized that I don't think we're gonna have a problem with everyone having a great hunt.
Wait. Hey Eric, what time do you think the ducks will show up?
The ducks are just literally fighting to get on this water hole. Everybody just kind of sat there and watched the ducks. And Eric down there on the end's like, guys, you gonna shoot or what?
There's 3 green.
Get ready, get ready. Nice shot.
I was a little worried. I was like, uh-oh, he's a little getting past me.
Right here on the right.
Nice.
Here it is. I'm on the board.
Take them.
Wow, that was a good group there. The way Eric has these blinds set up, most of the time the sun's behind you. Had the sun at our back, the wind at our back, they were squaring up right there. I mean, 10 and 15 yard shots. Not one duck, but duck after duck after duck.
We call these the essential behaviors. These are behaviors that we want to put into the pup that become very predictable, starting at a very young age, even 2 to 3 months of age, that are going to endure a lifetime and pay dividends in the duck blind. Here Jake is only a few months old and is already place-oriented. Dogs are very place-oriented if you give them a defined place like this bed does. This bed is a bit elevated, so it gives him a defined area to stay on. And we can move around the house and in the home and on the back porch to get Jake to stay in place. Here's a tip. Don't call the pup off place. Always return and get him, or you're going to have a creeper. Then we just transfer this skill to something more mobile, such as the dog bed. We place the dog bed on top of the defined area that he's used to staying on, and then we start moving the bed around. Again, dogs and puppies are very place oriented, and you can begin this at a very young age with your pup in the home. Now, we need to transfer this skill to the field. Jake is learning to run from place to place, back and forth on command. She says place, Danielle puts him on one place and he goes to one. Then we place him to another. This is going to help him returning directly from a retrieve to the handler. It's going to transfer to a water stand or a tree stand. It'll also work for a boat and boat blinds. Place orientation is very good to establish at a young age. The first 16 weeks of your dog's life are essential to get communication and learning going, and place training is a good one to put in there. This is going to be a skill that's going to pay dividends in the duck blind.
Hey, I'm Scott Laseth, the cooking editor for Ducks Unlimited magazine, with some ugly ducks that taste good. Brining versus dry aging. I'm the brining guy. I take a gallon of water to a cup each of kosher salt and brown sugar, and I don't cook a duck or a goose unless it's been submerged in that for about 12 hours. The victory being, in the morning, I've got this container full of duck blood. What it does is it gets the blood out and the brine in. Duck blood in general doesn't taste good. Your other option is dry aging. And a buddy of mine, John McGannon, is a proponent of dry aging. He says brining just adds a bunch of liquid. Dry aging actually evaporates the capillary blood where the ducks carry a lot of their waste, and what you end up with is kind of a dark, crusty, these are honker breasts here and some widgeon breasts here, and it doesn't look great. But believe me, it tastes good. Dry aging, by the way, for a bigger duck breast like this, 5 days, the little guys, 3 to 4 days. Whether you brine or you dry age, you gotta do one or the other. And with my dry aged duck, cast iron duck, very simple recipe, skin side down with these dry aged guys. I'm gonna throw some vegetables in. Liberal salt, cracked pepper, veggies in the pan. That's about maybe 5 minutes, medium, high heat. I want this duck to still be a little bit purple in the center, and you want to let it rest for a few minutes so that the juices have a chance to redistribute within the duck, and you can find out more about dry aging, brining, and this recipe in the Ducks Unlimited magazine and at ducks.org.
I gotta say, this is probably the best Kansas mallard shoot I've ever been on.
Look at that single right there dropping. The sun hitting his orange feet.
Well, I'm done. 4 Drake Mallards and a widgeon and an absolutely beautiful hull. What more can you ask for?
Field and I are sitting here trying to have a conversation. These ducks keep interrupting us. Our time here in Central Kansas has been incredible, beyond our expectations. Proud to call these guys my friends, and I can't wait to get back to Hooray Ranch. Get ready, get ready. Oh yeah. All right, get them. I'm done. That makes my 5 green. Oh, okay. Unbelievable.
Zach Peterson is one of the new faces of DUTV. A Kansas native, Zach and his father Jim enjoy sharing outdoor experiences together. They take great pride in personally introducing people to waterfowl hunting. Co-host Field Hudnall debuted in a lead role for DU Television in 2013. Field is a world champion goose caller from Kentucky, where he owns his own call-making business. To learn more about waterfowl hunting and conservation, for exclusive web-only content from the show, and to watch an online encore of this episode, visit ducks.org. And from all of us at Ducks Unlimited, thanks for watching DUTV.